Hi guys, it's been a while since I did a video. I haven't done a update at the end of One Book July because I had a bit of a planner crisis. I really loved One Book July, I loved the whole concept of it. I felt that actually I was moving towards a one book system overall, and I started using that system at the start of the holidays and it worked for a while. I was trying some things out and then I had a bit of a planner crisis. I haven't had much going on this holiday at all. I've had hardly anything, and I found that meant my productivity seemed to disappear a bit. But I've moved past that now. Kind of feel ready to talk about planning again after my mini funk. So I'm going to start by showing you my ideal one book system, if that makes sense, that I was kind of using at the end of One Book July. I have left July in my planner. I normally take them out, so I have kind of like my day-to-day moving around planner that has what I need in it and a few months ahead, and then everything else kind of gets put in a planner on the shelf. But for now, July is in here just so you can see what I did. So this is still my happy planner. I bought a deluxe cover for it because it was getting beaten and battered around. I didn't mean to get the mint one. I quite like it. But hey, I was going to get the spring green one because it's loud and in your face and it says get it done on the front quite loudly, which I liked. So over here I've got stickers, obviously, because you always need stickers. I've got sticky notes because I don't like leaving them in my planner because they're funny to write on, they're all bumpy. And then I've got one of the check it off stencils as well, and an ollie clip. I bought my first lot of ollie clips last week. I love them. For now it's there just so I can flick through a bit easier to show you guys what I'm doing. So in here I've got many things. I'm first of all going to tilt that up so you can see this. I did have made myself 3 dividers that had the tabs at the top. 2 of them are in need of repair, so I've taken them out, unfortunately. But if anyone knows where you can get classic sized ones for the tabs at the top, please let me know in the comments. I was looking for hours on Etsy and I can only find them sized for the mini happy planner. Or if you know anyone that might be able to do a custom order as well, that would be really handy to know, just because that does make a difference to the way this system works, I've discovered. So at the front, this is an old divider, monthly divider from the Rose Gold Horizontal Happy Planner last year that I loved and I thought would be really nice at the front, just as a bit of a quote, because who doesn't love quotes? Then I'm going to show you my future planning. Now, future planning was a tab at the top, but since that's broken I've just created a normal one. I have in here a calendar for 2017-2018 with all of the school holidays and the in-service days on. These calendar pages are taken from my dissertation planner. I wasn't using them, so why not put them in here where I will use them. Then I have a more traditional future log, which is kind of like a bullet journaling reference, that has just things that are coming up, including things like films I want to see, because I will forget them. I've put a question mark next to things I'm not quite sure if they're happening or not. Yeah, so there's a bit of all sorts going on. And then this side, I think this is called the Alistair method of future logging, where you have like the letter of the month and then you can just bullet point where this event takes place, if that makes sense. There are lots of videos out there about the Alistair method if you want to look it up as a system in your bullet journal. And then I've got my term dates and insert days for the upcoming academic year. Then, because this is a happy planner, I can add in pages, such as pages for any guide things that are going on, any camps that are coming up, things that I need to think about that aren't really there yet, which is one problem I've had with a bullet journal. I have been through 11 bullet journals since June last year because I put everything in them, which means I can't keep hold of collections properly because I'm always moving from one to the other. Future planning becomes a nightmare because in a month, 6 weeks time, you're changing the journal. This, I think, could really work. So after this section, I then had another tab at the top that had day-to-day. So I have my daily logging, which at the moment doesn't really have much in it. It's kind of there if I want to use it. So I have different journaling cards because I like to look at things like that. My updated colour coding system, which has been working really well. I have not deviated from this, so that's nice. I have my idle routine, which kind of hasn't really been paying any attention to, but it's there. Maybe one day I will. More journaling cards, because you never know. And then I have been using these for any daily logging. So it gives a really nice overview of what's going on for the day, tasks, a priority, and then on the back you've got space to kind of do any journaling or note taking or whatever. I've also included just some plain squared paper because not every week will I want to use these. It might be I just use a piece of squared paper and can just kind of journal or whatever. So it's kind of all there for me to use as I want to. So normally then I would go into my monthly setup, but I'm just going to show you how July worked out. So if you remember, I didn't start July in here. I went back and I did just some sticker rating because sticker rating is what switches my head off when I'm having a bit of a fuzzy head moment. This spread I loved. This is one of my favourite spreads so far in my Happy Planner. This is a kit from Plannerface. It's designed for the Erin Condren vertical, but with a bit of jiggery pokery, it worked out really nicely. I really loved how this turned out. I cut the washi in half to do the bit at the top, and then I just love it. The checklists almost line up perfectly. A little bit of jiggery pokery, but that's fine. You can just move it about. And yeah, I just loved how this turned out, really. So it's kind of like one of the first spreads where I started kind of recording stuff in July. This one, it was okay, but I didn't like as much. And then we get on to the week of the Design Team Challenge, which you have seen quite a bit of before anyway. And this was the week where I used these daily pages because it was start of holidays. There were still quite a few things to do. I had a lot I wanted to get done that week. And what I tried different ways of using these as well. So the first couple of days I did my to-do list in the colour code. So I'd pick up a certain colour pen and be like, right, what do I want to get done today? And that worked really well. And then on the back I did like a little bit of script writing, verse of the day, and some journaling. Did the same on Tuesday. Wednesday I tried to colour code the bullet points instead. That didn't work. Yeah, don't do that. Thursday I went back to this. Friday I'm starting to kind of lose the plot a little bit. The weekend I tried to do one page for the whole weekend, and as you can see I get to here and it's all kind of gone out the window a little bit. So by the end of July I was having a little bit of a crisis. Before going further, I am just going to take this out to go back in my other planner. July I was having a bit of a crisis. I have set this up for August. I am kind of sticking to it, but I'm not using it as much or in the same way. So for my monthly setup, I have the photo challenge for Elibeth Designs. I use a scheduling page to do a bit of an overview of the month, so what my priorities were, what jobs I wanted to get done, and then kind of like a bit of a brain dump of all the different things that are going on. Then I've got my habit tracker, which is more what people have seen in a bullet journal. I always set these up and I never use them. This is like the most I've ever used it, and I think it's because I can just take it out and put it in on the week, and then it's there every time I open my planner for me to fill out, which I think actually works really well, and one of the reasons why maybe a Happy Planner or just an ARC system in general would work really well for a bullet journal. I've also got my script writing on the back, and then I tried to do a bit of a plan of what I wanted to do on the blog and on YouTube this month. Yeah, as you've probably worked out by the time you're watching this video, I have not stuck to this. I'm filming this on the 8th, ready to go out on the 9th. I wasn't ready to talk about planning last week. It was not a good time to talk about planning, so I didn't do that. And I did film 2 Plan With Me videos, neither of which worked out, which I will explain shortly. And then after that, I've just got some note pages to record some stuff if I want to. Then we get to my dissertation tab. Now I am doing my master's dissertation, which is basically a year-long social research project. I've put this before I get to my monthly because I look at it then and it's all there. I have dissertation planner just so I can plan things out in a little bit more detail. I do include kind of other things that are going on in the day just so I can kind of compare, and I'm kind of using the full boxes to block out time where I'm not going to get stuff done. Well, that's what I did last week anyway, and then this week I've just included a bit more space just to kind of like record some notes and stuff. So it's at the front, so I look at it all the time. This is, as you can work out, another happy planner. I also have a large happy planner for my dissertation, which is like my journal, recording notes and things in. You've seen my August overview before. This was last week. Bit chaotic last week, bit in your face. This was, in hindsight, very bright. Maybe a few less full boxes would have been good, but hey ho. And then this was the week I did my Plan With Me video for, which I got attacked by a spider in it. It kind of all went out the window. That's all we need to talk about. So yeah, I'm not really using these in the same way I have been in the holidays because there isn't as much to do, and I kind of found that I was forcing myself to record things that didn't need to be recorded. So for this week I've kept it simple. I've done a list, I've done my tracking, I've recorded a few events, and then I've just got the space where I can record maybe positive things that have happened, things that made me smile, like a little bit of a journaling phrase for the day, just to see how it goes. So things like yesterday, I had a lot of time catching up on my faith planner yesterday, a lot of me time on that, and I love how that is working out. Rachel also, well, she didn't retweet, she reposted my August challenge picture, which really made me smile quite a lot. So I recorded that because it made me smile, and I got happy mail. Yay. So today I will probably record the fact that I've actually filmed this and it's actually worked, fingers crossed so far. We'll kind of see how it goes, really. I have started setting up next week with the same kind of intention, but we'll see how it goes. Then I have my collections. The first tab is kind of like my personal tracking collections, so things like my measurements tracker, my Miracle Morning tracker, my sewing projects, stuff like that. I'm not going to show them to you because the measurements tracker is right at the front, and that's really quite personal. Going really well though, but anyway. I've got a tab for work notes because I do tend to take quite a lot of notes for work, and I've got some dissertation stuff in there at the moment as well. Tab for lists, tab for household stuff, and then a tab for brain dump as well at the end. And then one of these. Now I love the pocket pages just for storing stuff. You can get dividers like this, but I find the moment you add anything they start getting really, really bulky, and then it's quite hard to write on. Whereas these are nice and flat, so I tend to use these instead. So that's kind of how my happy planner / bullet journal / one book system is set up. But as I said, it gets to the start of the holidays, I've got this, I've started using it, and then I'm going, well, why am I using it? What am I putting in it? I'm just forcing myself to write stuff when I don't need to. And so that's when it becomes unproductive and doesn't work very well. So at that point, my dissertation stuff came out, went back in the dissertation planner, so that was separate. And I had a bit of a planner funk. You may have seen I posted in the Ellie Beth group that I was having a bit of a stress moment about it, wasn't very happy, blah 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 blah, but I feel I've moved past it. So this little beauty, it's not really little, it's quite large. This has been there, this has been utilised quite a lot. I have given in and ordered the Academic Classic Horizon Blue one, just because this is getting really battered now. It's not even the end of the year and it's starting to see signs of tear and wear, and I'm worried that if I'm going to carry it around for work at all, it might fall apart. So I've ordered a new one, and I ordered a cover for it from Woodland Cottage Farm, which I probably shouldn't have done this month, but I did anyway, because why not? I have done some monthly setup in it this month. I actually planned everything on the computer, printed out on sticker paper and stuck it in, because that seemed to be a good idea for me. And I've also got some Ollie clips. I'm loving these. I can't believe I didn't have any before. They're fantastic. For anyone that was interested, this is how last week panned out. I know I said before I don't always give out the completed week. I show it to you before, don't always show it afterwards because it's quite personal, but I kind of thought it'd be nice to see how this finished out. I love how these full boxes block out time really well. And then this is this week. This is using bits of an Erin Condren kit that I had left over that I hadn't used, and for reference, the full Erin Condren boxes, if you turn them horizontally, fit across the time block really, really nicely. So that's an interesting thing to know. But yeah, so this is still being utilised. This is still open on my desk, so I can actually see what's coming up when I have actually got stuff going on like I have this week. But then I bought a new planner to try and help myself through my planner funk, which is this little thing here. It's a mini happy planner. This I had intended to get in mint. This one I had not, and now very samey, but hey ho. Never mind. I was seeing if I had like the big one in a mint colour as well, but they don't. Just so I could have all three, but anyway. So this is a mini happy planner. This is being carried around with me everywhere now. This is the one I'm using day to day, rather than my big one at the moment. It will almost certainly change because it always does. I've got spare clips in here. I've got like my reward cards for different sticker shops in here, spare note pages, current stickers, all the usual kind of gump for you to have. But it's in here rather than in my other one because I'm using this more. So this is 12 months undated. This is the same one, same design as my dissertation planner, but it's got a different quote on the front of it. It says, "Be bold, brave and brilliant," and I really liked that as a sentiment, so that's why I got it. I have to stop and show you this sticker. I ordered some monthly view kits for this from Bits of Stationery, and this was on the freebie sampler, and I was like, wow. So that's gone on there because why not? Like I did in my classic size, I've highlighted all the school holidays on the overview, and then I didn't like the dashboard monthly overview page, so I've just stuck down some notes pages over the top because then I can just use it as a brain dump or something as the month goes on. So I only have 2 weeks set up in here at the moment, last week and this week, but I definitely love this. So that's the overview of the month. This is last week. I love this. I did a plan with me on this video. I did a plan with me video on this week. I will get my words out. And I was so excited and it was so lovely, and I got partway through and my phone went, right, you filmed enough now, so I'm going to stop. I was like, what? I got really stroppy, I shouted at my phone, I did all sorts of things, but obviously once you get partway through you can't really kind of then stop and go back. This was a tiny kit from Elizabeth Designs, which is geared towards the Traveller's Notebooks, but I'm not bothered by that. As you know, I would use any kit in any planner by now. I've loved the checklists, line up beautifully with the lines. There just seems to be a good amount of stickers for this spread. I just really liked it. So I will be using more of these in my planner. Hopefully there will be some arriving today or tomorrow. And I will do a plan with me using one of those kits. I just love it so much. it's just, yeah. Anyway, moving on. This is this week. I'm using the notes page as a bookmark, and I've just trimmed the bottom off so they don't hang over. So this is a kit from Bits of Stationery, which is the Rainbow Unicorn kit. I know it's 2 weeks of unicorns, but I spent some time with my friend Ellie last week, who is unicorn obsessed, and I'm going to see her again this week with another friend, so why not? Really cute and adorable, quite subtle unicorns, I feel. Whereas this is, bam, it's a unicorn, which is fantastic, don't get me wrong. This is subtle and sedate and rainbowed. So I really like that there's kind of like the top 3 boxes. I know I've talked before how I quite like having a top 3 tasks rather than like a full to-do list, just to prioritise what you're doing. But I have included like longer ones as well. So yeah, so that's this week. I haven't got any further than that really. I have started setting up September because there's a lot going on in September. But in terms of the whole planner, I've only got 6 months in here, and then I've just got some squared notes pages, some lined notes pages, and some scheduling pages so that I could do some more detailed planning if I wanted to. So that is kind of like my main planner at the moment. That is what I'm using. That has got me out of my planner funk, and I love it. It is little, it is strange, but it's really, really helped. So I am going to do a blog post to go with this, which will have pictures and go into things in a bit more detail and link where I got things from, just so you can have those, and I'll try and remember to include the link in the description box below. I do also run alongside this my faith planner and my teacher planners. If anyone is interested in seeing those, write description in the box below, and I might do a walkthrough with them anyway, but I'm just interested to see what people would think. And then, yeah, hopefully normal service will be resumed towards the end of the week with a Plan With Me video in one of my planners. If you have a preference for which planner, please let me know in the comments below as well. And I will speak to you soon, guys. Bye.